Is this thing on? Alright. Let's begin. This is a story my friend told me has been passed through his family for generations. One that his grandmother would tell him as they're driving through the mountains together. Perhaps it's better told with music. In the beginning, in the long ago, the globe was plain while it spun so slow. Upon its face lay flat land and sea. No mountains, no islands, not one valley. Strange landscape indeed, yet eager and willing for the planting seed. There was work to be done, a story to be made, and what better way than to have magic in hand as a sharpened spade. Two types of folk walked upon that land, but they hardly knew each other. They never shook hand. Regardless, they lived atop the same ground, never to bother one another, yet always there to be found. You see, one type of folk possessed a certain power, while the other kind chose quietly to cower. The first kind were witches, who never yearned for evil riches. They were the folk possessed of magic power. They grew the trees, they grew the grass, and all the flowers. They looked like us, talked like us, laughed like us, loved like us. In every way they resembled our appearance, but they had one job to do: repair the damage from ignorant clearance. You see, the second type of folk were of a different breed. Towering high above the others, they were obliged to heed. Although they were unsettling in height, they were tedious instead, for the control of magic powers was a gift they were unwilling to accept. Magic was something to which they took an awful fright. They did not know the mysteries or the secrets of its might. For centuries they lived together in peace until one unfortunate day, when all that was to cease. It happened that a group of witches were threading the stitches on a patch of ground within a crater made by a giant's foot. An unbalanced move caused the giants to groove. He took some twists to keep himself stable. He tried his best, but he simply wasn't able. And upon that last moment of his despair, he drove his hoof down, throwing the earth into the air, which ended a witch's life kaput. In the slightest breath, the witches took to arms, but they were hesitant in action. They wished no harm. Pondering the situation, they got angry and confused. And upon that giant, their magic they used. But nothing happened. No scratch.
No mark?
No slash?
No bark?
The giant was unfazed. Turns out that within a small group of witches, their powers weren't evil enough for hell to be raised. Shocked upon this result, the giant told his friends. The deviant temptations were over, as word began to spread. After this, the Titans realized they'd been wasting their lives, spending more than half their day cautious of their cries. For hundreds of years, the giants had to watch where they roamed, but with their newfound freedom,
Fuck it!
they said with a shrug,
We're making this place our home! So terrible were those mighty giants, stomping around in their defiance, killing thousands of witches, they paid no thought. They did not care at all, they were not distraught! We have to hide! We have to survive!
cried the witches upon their last nerve, knowing this was a sort of fate they didn't deserve. So they met somewhere safe, and after some time, with long thought and discussion, they approached an idea that resonated and accentuated percussion.
We must use up our magic. Every ounce of it together, all at once.
Pitch the quiet maze you've been thinking for months.
There is no possible way they can withstand the strength of these sacred words we say.
Reluctantly, the witches decided there were no stronger options. By gathering together, they knew they could tether nefarious concoctions. Yes, the giants had to be stopped, though at the expense of mystic abilities. Well, this was a notion difficult to adopt. Some of the witches didn't like these plans. They didn't want to surrender the power they'd forever held in their hands. To leave their magic would be to enter a world unknown, for who would care for the earth once it had grown?
Who would carve out the rivers?
Or create the silent snow.
So the witches who kept their magical riches went into hiding. Their existence in the world they chose to conceal, knowing soon their friends would forget that magic was real. Those remaining conjurers, crackling with moxie, turned attention to the sky.
All right, brothers! All right, sisters! It's time these bastards fry!
A great scourge of energy shot up, scorching the heavens. The sky became crimson. The water turned gold. One of the giants laughed before, thinking, I feel cold. The mages gazed up, faces aglow neath the sight of their hex, not knowing the weight of which was bound to perplex. In a moment of breathless silence, the polarity shifted as they watched the fall of petrified tyrants. Tumbling to the earth in twos and threes, these behemoths formed our mountains.
The Rockies!
The Urals! The Pyrenees!
Some were swallowed within the ocean's great grand falls, forming islands, forming continents, the San Andreas Fault. These fallen bodies of behemoth proportions created fresh landscapes upon their newfound contortions. They would become a canvas, lined with great boulders, perhaps the last remnants of gargantuan shoulders.
However, at that exact moment, the human race was born. Cursed with short life, lost in existence, torn.
Everything was different now. For these former witches, no longer was life such an easy, merry act. Time seemed to quicken. Rhyme became stricken. A purpose became a dream, a chase ambiguous in fact. Yet much to their surprise and slight chagrin, nature was resilient, kept on plugging. It absorbed all the magic the witches sacrificed in its name, became independent, always changing, never the same. For those former magicians, now in new skin, lost their abilities to recognize Earth as kin. Nevertheless, nature grew along with it. It wasn't long before it found its own natural rhythm. Humans became stewards, not meant for creation, but for watchful protection of the Garden of Eden. All the power that remained lived in music and generous libation. Wine, poetry, cheese, the occasional peaceful nation. Through these, they worked their magic, of a kind wholly new, but gradually they forgot witchcraft and other such hullabaloo. So, recollect back, all of you, to tales of your youth. We all have stories, we all have legends, regardless of truth. Of heroes and ghosts, sayers of sooth. Myths, fables. Something that you've seen, but indescribable by scientific tables. Whatever they be, triumphant or tragic, it's all thanks to these witches who held on to their magic.
Are you the all-knowing mystic of the dark, ancient wood?
Afraid so!
Is there a handsome price for like a small prophecy?
Come on in, stranger. You need not worry about price so much when you're in need of something important. And I'm hoping this will be important to you.
I suppose.
Then the price is worth it.
What would that be exactly?
Huh?
The price.
Oh, not very much. Tea?
I'm sorry?
Oh, don't be. Are you lost?
Lost?
Yeah. Lost. Not knowing where you're going.
Well, yes, I suppose in a way.
Well, I mean, I didn't ask you.
I came here intentionally. Through the forest?
Didn't ask you how you got here. I asked you if you were lost. Now, what is it? You need direction, some guidance.
I suppose, in a way, yes.
Fine. And I suppose I can help you. For a small price, that is.
Oh,
Sit. Now, what is it you need help with?
Well, I wasn't sure who to, or where to. I can't really talk to anyone about this.
Oh? Is that so? How come?
I'm afraid I can no longer trust those I'm closest to. Or anyone I know for that matter.
And what's brought you to that conclusion?
This is all in complete confidentiality, right?
Who would bother to care about your story, huh? Sit. Tell me, why is it that you take such caution in meeting strangers.
Well, I'm important now.
These trees are important, boy. They give us life. What makes you more valuable than them?
3 hours ago, I was given the news that I'm to inherit my father's throne. He passed. My mother died giving birth to me. My brothers fell in battle. I have no other family. I may not be as important as these forests, but I am now the one who is responsible for them.
Oh. King, huh? When were you born?
8th dawn of Samhain. Tonight will be my 21st Ostara solstice, meaning that, yes, I will be king upon the Averni people upon the high noon this evening. But I am far from ready, though. I know there are usurpers in my father's court. I know that our nation loses territory to our enemies every day. The country's just not as prosperous as it once was. I'm nervous. This is why I come to you, for some guidance before this heavy burden rests upon my head. Many would have told me that I was insane to come to your hearth upon this night, but I need some guidance. Can you please help me, Veleda?
What's your name?
Lavernius. Vern, if you'd like.
Well, Vern, being a king and all, that ain't exactly a small prophecy to tell. That's gonna cost you.
Well, if I can't afford it now, then let me know before we begin.
Relax. Don't be cheap, alright? You'll be able to afford it. I can show you what you need to know. You just have to be willing to comply with the magic.
Will it hurt?
Only if you're not strong enough. And one must be strong if they're going to be a king. Lavernius. What I'm about to show you is the future. Or, well, what could be the future, that is. You've been dead for 3 years now, Lavernius, and a small few still come to pay their respects every so often. Or a small collective, I should say. They all come independently of each other with no prior planning. But tonight, what you're about to see is the first time since the funeral that they've all been together at the same time.
Hey, let's sing his favorite, alright? It is the merchant's daughter brought up in the Callio. Hurrah! The young girls do let me go. She brought me in the parlor and said, won't you be my boy? Hurrah! The young girls do let me go. Oh, compose yourself. King Lavernius.
The fucking man himself.
Hey, don't be so fucking crude, alright?
He's right there. Sorry.
Hey, we return, and with more news.
Big developments.
You're gonna love it. Wait, 1 second. Oh! Ow.
I bested it.
Nice.
Do I know them?
Just watch.
3 weeks ago, we made peace with Massalia.
Oh, there was a massive party the night of the treaty.
Bunch of us got talking. Turns out that Massalia is also pestered by Rome.
Yeah, they're sick of them, just like we are.
Aye.
And so, at that night of the party, we got to making some plans.
Massalia has agreed to help us march on a Roman hill fort to the east.
And they've agreed to let your son lead the advance.
My son? I have a son?
Well, yeah.
Fortuitous.
Duh.
And with him leading the charge, there's no way that those shiny, tin, pampered olive pigs would stand so much as a chance. You look like a Roman there, Chief. I'm gonna rip your heart out. Where are you going? You get back there. Yeah. I'm right back in Gaul, baby. No. I'm gonna take you to town, Roman. Pineapples. Oh.
My sweet friend.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, we beat.
Oh, yeah. Yup. Oh, but in other news, your wife. Well, she hasn't been doing much better at all.
What's happened?
Yeah, we've been waiting to tell you because we weren't sure how you take the news.
See, she was real good at hiding the fact that she missed you at first, but
Well, over the years, she seems to have just drifted further and further away from everybody. People hardly even see her anymore.
Yeah, she's like a ghost.
Hey, don't be so fucking insensitive, all right? He's right fucking there.
So am I.
Are you a ghost, milady?
No, I am not a ghost.
Oh!
Well, you can understand, milady, why two drunks such as us would take fright to such a welcome surprise coming out of the woods
Especially
at night.
being beside your husband's grave and all, ma'am. Oh, milady.
Who are you, gentlemen? And why do you visit my husband's grave 3 years after his death?
Oh, well, we come here every once in a while, man. Oh, milady.
We used to be prognostic. Wow, we used to be agnostic.
Prestigious.
We used to be the most prestigiously trusted out of the whole royal guard.
Yeah, he would have been lost without us.
If you're as close as you say you were, why don't I recognize you?
Oh. Well, you have seen us before, milady. It's, you actually used to see us quite frequently.
Anywhere he ever was, we were right there with him.
Oh, I'm...
Oh, milady, don't worry. No nobles ever truly recognized
And
us.
besides, we knew that it was you who was practically running the show around here. I mean, you didn't have time to get to know us the way that Vern did.
Vern! So you did know him.
Oh, we knew Vern way before you two even got married.
He came across our fishing hut the day of his coronation. He was coming out of the woods all by himself when he spotted us, and we asked if he could escort him to the coronation.
Poor guy. You know, he just lost his father the night before. You know that look that people get when they're lonely and they need a friend? He was all tied up in it, head to toe. We called him over and offered him some food before he asked us to help him along, and we had nothing better to do, so why not? Besides, who are we to say no to our new king?
From that day on, we were always by his side.
We spoke to us as equals. He trusted us. He changed our lives in an instant the day we met him. Two poor old fishermen, trusted as the first of the new royal guard.
Hey, he even let us help him to organize the feast.
Everything changed after the feast.
It's funny to think how a cookout ended up being one of the most important things to ever happen to a country.
Changed my life, all right. That's the night I met him.
Oh, we're well aware! That damn romantic, he couldn't keep his mouth shut. Always going on and on about how one day he'd find his woman from the star.
For years he turned away every woman's advance, refused every dance, never gave a single girl the slightest chance.
We was always asking him, how can you constantly refuse the most beautiful women in all the kingdom?
Wouldn't it be nice for a king to have a queen?
Exactly.
With a wistful eye, he would always say, I'll know when it's her, that woman from the stars.
Hey, and he happened to be right. It was you, the Queen of Lutetia.
Oh, you should have seen his face when you first entered the feast.
Oh, strained of all color, like that. He was petrified.
It was like he waited a lifetime for you. It's so dramatic.
Oh, no, I know that face. It was like looking in a mirror. We were both petrified. I never traveled that far south before, and when I heard about a peaceful gathering, the oracles assured me that it would be a good thing. So I needed allies, so I went to Vern, and it turns out he needed allies as well. We never left each other's sides since. I've never known a man with so much trust and love in the world as he had.
Yep. We were real surprised when he told us about that idea for the feast.
Yeah, giving out free food to anyone who wanted to come, and gold, too.
People thought he went crazy. And no king had ever brought together that many people before, unless it was, for a war. And people thought that he went mad.
At least until they realize they get a bit of the profit, too, if they help put the whole thing together.
Remember that damn bard?
Oh, he sang that song about Vern's greatness and then lamented his own lateness.
That damn bard. He ended up getting the biggest bag of gold from Vern's chariot for that song, too.
And then he made up that song on the spot, proclaiming that even King Lavernius' chariot tracks gave golden benefit to his people. It sure has been different without him, though, huh, my lady?
Here, my lady, have a drink. It's better when shared among friends.
Thank you. So how are you two getting on without him then?
Oh, well, I retired my spear. I got a family in the countryside.
Sometimes I dress in all black and wail at the sea.
Is there anything that you want to say, though, Veleda?
Yes, actually. Came here to give him this. He always kept it with him. I thought it was about time I return it.
Well.
It was nice to finally meet you two. I can see why he liked you so.
Oh, you made him cry. He's crying. No, it's okay. What is something? It's okay. Hey, we'll escort you home, huh? How about we escort her home? Come on, hey. One more night as royal guards for old time's sake, huh? Come on.
I think it'll be you two who'll need the garden.
Oh, not afraid of the dark now, are we, milady? Oh, what was that?
Okay, gentlemen, let's go. I'll protect you from further scurrying afield, myself.
You were pretty scared, that was nice.
Carry this with you always, and it'll bring you wealth and good fortune. But if you ever use it for selfish purposes, it'll cease to work. You must always use it for the benefit of those around you.
I will do exactly as you say. Thank you.
Okay.
Is there anything I can do to repay you?
Have an envoy send a bottle of your country's finest wine every solstice.
Consider it done.
Keep those words in the future certain.
Thank you.
It was just a rock. Enter.
Are you the fortune lady?
Depends on who's asking.
I'm asking.
Wonderful.
Well, are you?
I am now, thank you.
What?
Oh, so, you need a fortune. What'll it be? All right. Palms, tarot, crystal ball, corpse of a bat. Tea leaves. Perfect. Excellent choice. Tea leaves it is. All right. Here you go. Drink this. The whole thing, girl.
Look, lady, I don't have this much time. I just need to know if he loves me
He
or
doesn't.
not. I knew it.
Why did you come all of this way for me to tell you something that you already knew?
Well, because I just need to make sure, and you saw it in the leaves, right? So.
I saw nothing about a boy or love in your fortune.
Then how do you know?
I know.
You're rude.
You're naive.
I'm not. I'm gonna go.
Don't you at least want to know what the leaves say? Came all this way, didn't you?
Sure.
Let's see. All your life, you've done as you've been told. Starved for affirmation, molded by your peers, you've been able to get whatever you want with a glance and a smile. Be proud, girl, that magic works far better for you than it does for others. Your first car was red. You cried until it turned blue. UCLA had a long waiting list, but not for you. School paid for, apartment downtown, the nicest amenities, the loveliest gowns. My life has seen many a full moon, and I have met thousands like you. Those who want for nothing and therefore care for nothing. Everything is acquired, nothing is desired. A life free of struggle can quickly sour, and your heart along with it. I'm glad that you made this journey to come visit, my friend. Few are truly open to actually finding themselves.
Look, lady, you don't know me, okay? Just because you saw something at the bottom of a teacup does not mean you know who I am.
Are you not the second child of your family? Do you not enjoy messing with the heart of Michael Haddock? Are you not 23 years of age, born at 11:24 p.m. on October the 22nd? Do you not pull on your left ear when you get nervous? Yes, your father is very successful on Wall Street, but when did you last have dinner with him? Ever told you what he does? Has he?
Yeah. Well, actually, it's...
I know exactly who you are, Kirsty. You did not come here on account of some boy. You came here on account of yourself.
Are you calling me selfish?
No, I'm telling you the truth. What you want lies far closer than you think. Why search so hard?
Look, don't give me the self-help, my body is a temple crap, okay? I have tried the essential oils and they don't work.
Inner peace is not sourced from oils, dear. Well, unless it's olive oil.
Whatever, okay? Just because some creepy hippie with a dirty apartment tells me I'm miserable does not mean
so
I
you're
am.
miserable?
No, you said that with your tear, but people...
Why do you care so much what other people think?
Because my dad, because I don't know...
What you need is to discover your own personal legend. Find something that you believe in and live by it. Learn to love the life you live.
How?
I'll show you. To err is human, after all.
What is happening?
Are you familiar with A Christmas Carol?
Oh, like the Muppets.
Yeah, like the Muppets. Just gonna be a little bit like that, sure, yes. Okay, so first stop, Do Re Mi, France. Behold Joan of Arc planting flowers in her father's garden on a sunny Sunday when she's visited by 3 saints.
Inspiration! Love thy friends! Be as fire to thine enemies!
Namely the Brits.
God be praised! Vive la France!
I'm gonna get this match.
No, for the Queen! Bloody hell!
Blast it!
Wench!
Je merde le patriarcat! She's amazing.
Total badass.
I want to be like that. To not have to worry, to not be afraid.
You are fearless, darling. We need only awaken the dragon in your heart.
For stepping out of line, for cross-dressing and heresy, and a refusal to respect your betters, you will now be burned at the stake. Any last remarks?
I fought for love. Love of my nation, love of the people, love of my God, love of myself. Je vis pour l'amour.
Now, we'll go a little further back. Here is Queen Boudica, tending to her flock, overseeing her land and her people. But here come the Romans.
Rome!
This land is no Rome. You, these are Roman sheep, and you lovely savages are now Roman slaves, being citizens of Rome.
We are free people. We do not tremble at the squeals of pigs. Be gone, Porcus Maximus.
Hey! Who does she think she is?
Get up,
I thank you, Andrasta, and call out to you as one woman to another. I implore and pray to you for victory and to maintain life and freedom against arrogant, unjust, insatiable, and profane men. Batteron ue sue preto.
Long may she live on in song, for if the fires rage, and if the night is long, our fight must go on.
How come we never learn about her in school?
Many of history's most valiant are often relegated to the sidelines. Wouldn't want anyone getting any ideas, would we?
But babe, bow, boosh.
Boudica?
Yeah, she's amazing. There should be like a million movies about her.
She was amazing. Could drink anyone under the table, too. We'll fast forward a bit. Now we visit dear Sophie Scholl.
Fight fascism.
End the war! Fuck Hitler! Fight fascism.
The real damage is done by those millions who want to survive. The honest men who just want to be left in peace. Those who don't want their little lives disturbed by anything bigger than themselves. Those with no sides and no causes. Those who won't take measure of their own strength for fear of antagonizing their own weakness. Those who don't like to make waves or enemies. Those for whom freedom, honor, truth, and principles are only literature. Those who live small, die small. It's the reductionist approach to life. If you keep it small, you'll keep it under control. If you don't make any noise, the boogeyman won't find you. But it's all an illusion. Because they died too, those people who roll up their spirits into tiny little balls just to stay safe. Safe? From what?
Life is always on the edge of death. Narrow streets lead to the same place as wide avenues, and the little candle burns itself out just like a flaming torch does.
I choose my own way to burn.
Are you the traitors known as White Rose?
Run, Sophie!
Someone had to make a change. Someone had to say enough.
Will we win?
Someone will. Someone must. Such a fine sunny day and I must go. But what good does my death do if it does not stir thousands of people to action?
Sophie's movement failed. Had she chosen to stay silent, she would have survived. But she chose to raise her voice, to fight, to oppose the cruelty of her oppressors.
You sound like Maddie. She really cares about this kind of stuff.
You don't?
Yes, I do.
Tell her then. Stay close to those who make you feel good when you're around them. A good friend is precious to a life well led.
You think so? Okay, I'm gonna call her, but what do I owe you?
Nothing, dear.
No, really, I'm so happy I came here. What can I...
Call your friend. Reconnect. The payment that I ask of you is a task you'll have to accomplish to completion.
Okay.
This jar contains a queen bee. You and your friend are to start a colony. Each year it will care for thee if you bring to me a portion of its finest gold and honey.
Isn't this a little much?
If you want to change your life, you have to start by caring about something other than yourself. The humble wee bee is possessed of very old magic and is deserving of our great care and attention.
I guess I'll give it a shot. I mean, I want to change.
Ask your friends for help. Mother Earth needs us now more than ever. Oh, and do send me a jar of honey once it's ready. One must go one's own way by one's own judgment. Little push never hurts, though. Enter. You.
You.
I thought I'd never see you again.
I was looking everywhere for you.
Do you still remember?
In spite of ourselves, we'll end up sitting on a rainbow. Against all odds, honey, we're the big door prize. We're gonna spike our noses right off of our faces. There won't be nothing but big old hearts dancing in our eyes.
What a welcome surprise.
What a lovely reception. How long have you been here?
Long enough.
Since the giants fell?
Long enough. Sid, I'm in shock. How did you know where to find me?
I heard rumors. I was traveling new territory, wandering ground my feet had yet the pleasure to tread, when I heard whispers. Whispers of a woman known to remedy all sorts of discomforts. So I followed the hushed voices and sought secret gossip and followed the rumors. And as the voices grew louder, I knew I drew nearer. It was you I hoped I was after this whole time, but I started to think that, tell me, what has your life been like in this human world, Veleda?
Honestly, pretty ordinary. It's been wonderful. I built this place right after I hid when the giants fell, and I haven't left since. I decided to only use magic when necessary, that I would wait for magic things to happen in my time, but pretty soon I found that humans were fairly lost in their own existence. They began to cause harm on each other and on the earth. I figured the only way I could help the earth was if I were to help, as best I could, to guide humans to realize magic on their own.
I see.
What about you, Siv? What on earth have you been up to?
Oh, I've been quite busy. Traveling.
Traveling? Where to?
All over. Every corner.
It's a bit dangerous, no?
Well, I've found a few ways to blend in. Humans can be quite oblivious to deception when they think you're trying to help them.
Think. What do you mean?
Well, they're dumb and gullible. They have no idea the destruction they cause. Their very existence is a poison to our world.
Why did you come here, Siv?
I was sent here from Rome.
What does Rome want with you? With me?
The Emperor views you as an asset, desires your wisdom. You see, rumors spread faster and further than you could ever imagine. It's just a flaw of humankind. They're weak, can't help themselves. He wishes to know of his successes in the future, thinks he can puppeteer others, but doesn't quite realize he's a puppet himself. He wants me to bring you back to Rome, but I'm not going to do that.
Why not?
Because I want to live in the world that we used to, V. We can restore the earth to its former glory. Call the others out from hiding as well. We can return things to the way they're supposed to be, just earth and magic. What do you think?
I say all of those years alone have given you way too much time to think. You're suggesting I help you wipe humanity from the earth. I've never killed now, and I'm not about to start.
We wouldn't touch the humans. They do it to themselves eventually. All we do is give them a little push. They do the rest of the work.
Counterpoint. You stay here with me, and we take long walks, and we drink wine, and we aid the occasional weary traveler, and do some real good.
I am to do real good. I'm fighting for us.
Not for me.
You old fool.
Perhaps. The locals are quite fond of calling me the doddering old witch in the wood.
So that's it then. You choose to stay here and just dodder away.
Why ever would I want to leave? Humans will always be this way, which is why it's so important that we guide them in the right direction. You're wasting your time.
And so are you. You sit in this room doing nothing but telling stories to people who don't deserve your company. You preach peace and love to a creature inherently violent. They're reckless, and they don't care for the world around them. Soon their footsteps will be just as destructive as the giants ever were.
Not if we help them, Civ. They are the descendants of our relatives, and they each still contain a little spark of magic. I've seen it! We can help them realize the correct way to live in the world.
That's the problem, don't you see? They don't believe there is a correct way to live in this world. They think about themselves and nothing else. They think their whole existence is insignificant and futile. What would the animals do with them if they had the same power as us? Humans can't recognize the gift of life.
I assure you they do.
Show me the proof.
Why do you hate them so
Because they offer nothing. They're working so hard to destroy the world that we created. They're just like the giants. Worse.
Are you kidding me? They created music, poetry, wine. They create a vast amount of magical things by curating and cultivating the earth around them, just like we used to do. Just stay with me and you'll see.
The way I see it, they're killing the earth to give birth to fruitless pleasures. The only thing special about them is that they were once like us.
No, Sid. They're special because, unlike us, they figured out how to survive without their magic. That's impressive, Sid. We couldn't do that. We never gave it up. When they became human, they were shaped by the environment around them, and now they're the ones shaping the environment for the benefit of their survival. Maybe we can help them realize the magic of their ancestors if we just help them.
Or we could light the match and just watch them burn.
Hear me, Civilus. Violence heeds no course of order once sparked. It thrashes, casts a disease, vicious and dark. If you cast a stone in still water, it ripples and waves change through its wake. Though it may seem small to you, from your heightened point of view, it's still large enough to cause the water to quake.
Yet, when the tide settles and the lake is smooth once more, who's the one that throws a stone at its core? Humans can't resist but disturb still water. I aim to keep things smooth. End this eternal teeter-totter.
I say apples, you say oranges, huh, Civ?
Why didn't you come looking for me?
I was waiting for you, and you never came. I began to accept the world which was laid before me, a world without you in it. I figured that was what you would have wanted. Thus a new chapter began.
Well, I'm sorry. What happens now?
Well, I am going to stay here and finish my tea. Since you won't have a cup, you can go back to Rome and tell the Emperor whatever it is he wants to hear. I'm sure you already know what it is. It's up to the humans to keep the balance. And if they destroy everything, then so be it. Job well done, I suppose, Civ. But just know that whatever gets destroyed, I'll be going along with it. I am dedicated with every molecule of my being to preserving the world we once had.
So am I.
We close doors so that we may not open them again. So be sure to shut the door tight when you leave.
I know we'll probably never see each other again, but I can't say goodbye to you.
I love you, Veleda.
I love you too, Sid. It's important now more than ever to understand the difference between doing what's easy and doing what's right. We all love someone like Civilis. Someone so convinced that they're right despite the evidence surrounding them. My advice? Love deeply. And don't give up on those you hold dear. Even if they are a tough nut to crack.
Well, that's all I've been allowed to show. But one last thing before you get up and go. While we hope the show is one you've enjoyed, and the curtain is soon to be deployed, try to think what makes you smile. Does magic, luck, and music make life worthwhile?
Everybody bow!
Wait, hold on.
Come on.
You have to put down, you should probably bow. Also, wait, we shouldn't hold hands, we should not hold hands.
That's a wrap!
Now everyone hand sanitizer.
Stay healthy.
Can I film you?
Yes.
I don't know how. You have to.